My name is Margot. A key reason for the People's COVID Inquiry Ireland is to create a safer, human rights-led, more compassionate healthcare system for all. To achieve this, a culture of learning and striving to make improvements is fundamental, and frontline healthcare staff have a key role to play. This is why I, as a COVID whistleblower, am fully behind the People's COVID Inquiry Ireland. In short, I was a healthcare assistant for 16 years in Ireland's largest public nursing home. Early in the first wave, I witnessed breaches of HSE infection prevention and control policies, non-adherence to clear COVID risk assessment guidelines and HIQA national standards. Examples included residents with common COVID symptoms not being isolated despite being suspected and awaiting a COVID test. It was up to the ward doctor to decide. Healthcare staff were told to take a step back if patients were coughing, and we were not allowed a mask. There was a failure to lock down wards, allowing free movement of staff and residents until transmission was generalised, leading inevitably to the mixture of healthy residents with those with common symptoms of COVID. The effects were devastating. 60% of residents, 75% of staff were reportedly affected and tested positive. My workplace had the highest death toll for a public nursing home in Ireland, and with unprecedented fatalities and mortality rates in the months that followed. From the beginning, I raised my concerns about these breaches going through the proper channels of management, in the real hope that positive action would be taken. To my dismay, nothing changed. I was seen as a problem and suffered reprisals for speaking out, even though wards were chronically short-staffed and residents were suffering and dying. I made a comprehensive 12-themed evidence-based whistleblowing document, otherwise known as a protected disclosure, as a last resort. I had the invaluable support from my husband Anthony, pro bono whistleblower solicitor Kiva Haughey and her team, as well as the renowned John Tye of Whistleblower Aid in the US, who later supported Frances Haugen, the Facebook whistleblower. The investigative process into my protected disclosure dragged on for 3 years. So after 1,000 days, I reluctantly felt I had no choice but to go public. What followed was a validating summary report, where unbelievably there were no recommendations, no actions taken, and no learnings learned. It was yet another completely pointless investigation at the expense of the Irish taxpayer. Today, the full 500-page investigation report into my protected disclosure remains unpublished and sits on a HSE desk. Inexcusably similar mistakes were made in the second wave and in the third wave, leading to Ireland having the second highest fatality rate in nursing homes in the world in the first, second and third waves. So 66% of deaths in the first, second and third waves occurred in nursing homes. Care Champions, particularly the founding member Majella Beatty, despite her own ongoing serious health battles, has been a rock of support for me. Care Champions Majella has facilitated over 200 COVID whistleblowers to speak out safely and anonymously in Ireland. Healthcare staff may now contact the People's COVID Inquiry Ireland, who will listen and support in the strictest confidence. Healthcare staff do not need to feel alone. Lessons of a broken healthcare system need to be learned one way or another. The Irish people deserve no less. I welcome the People's COVID Inquiry Ireland as a powerful process for learning those lessons and for real reform. Human rights do not grow old. Thank you. So today is the launch day of the People's COVID Inquiry Ireland. As a staff whistleblower, I am supporting the People's COVID Inquiry Ireland. It is important to hear directly from the people that were involved. That is families, staff, residents, everyone who was directly affected in a public manner. What the government are proposing for their comprehensive evaluation is to have a private review that's not human rights based. We want a human rights led review, and we want to be heard, and people deserve to have their voice heard.